Okay, so ons is hier so by Agritechnica nou. Terwyl ons hier is, nee, ek het daai Engelsman laas in China gekry, nee, vir Robert. Hulle verf met die drones en daai tipe van goeders. Ek wil by hom uitvind, hoe robust is XAG as 'n drone? Is dit iets waarin jy actually kan belê? Hulle het al die, ja, hulle het al die hele daai P100 Pro's uitgewerk. Kom ons vind 'n bietjie uit. Is dit 'n belegging? Robert, how are you?
Good, friend.
No, good. Things are going. Okay, so just tell me quickly, you're in England.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're playing you again this year, but well, if we are, I'm sorry.
In advance, thank you.
Listen, you've been working with XAG and the drones for a long time now.
Yeah.
Just explain to me quickly, P100 Pro, what has been your experience with the stuff that you've done with it?
Look, we've got, the UK is a growing market now. We've probably got 50 operators across the UK, all using the P100 Pro. And like me, most of them drive a Hilux pickup to pull the trailer.
Yeah.
So we know what we want. We want something that's reliable. We want something that, if it takes a kicking, it keeps on ticking. So that's why we use the P100 Pro. It is solid, it is simple, it is easy to maintain, but it doesn't need a lot of maintenance. All we do is we look after the bearings, we grease the pumps, that's about it.
And to be clear, you don't even spray that much just agricultural chemicals. You actually paint with the thing.
We paint a lot of greenhouses, and that takes 600 litres per hectare, which is a lot of paint. And then we take that paint off. So we do a lot of strange things like that. When I go back to the UK tomorrow, I'm over to Scotland, where we're in the mountains, and we are putting seeds from acorn trees, so from oak trees, this big, through the augers. It makes some nasty crunching noises, but it just gets the job done.
And so, but if you paint with a drone, okay, how do you clean it? Because it must be a headache.
It's a pain, but you put the paint on with the drone, but also there's a paint removal agent that we then put in, and you just spray the drone with this, and then hose it, it comes off.
Because so you basically take a high pressure washer and just wash it off after you've applied that. But
no problem.
But the drone keeps lasting. It doesn't, because the other, if I would think of other drones, you cannot do that with another drone, eh?
No. Look, these machines are just built tough. I have a video where it was a P40. They put it under 1 meter of water, and then they have to fly it. In fact, a colleague in Italy, he was not so good with his maintenance. After 1,500 hours, one of his motors failed while he was over a lake. It landed in the lake. 2 days later, he got the drone out, changed the motor, went flying again.
What?
He only changed one motor as well.
That's crazy. Okay, so that's for the P100. So that's almost like that Hilux pickup that Jeremy threw off a roof.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's the same type of thing.
It's a tough machine, but that's what you want. It's very simple, does two things, it spreads and it sprays. That's it.
Love it. Okay, and then now behind you is now the upgrade. We've got the P150, yeah? Just explain to me quickly, because they thought a lot about a lot of stuff on this drone, what they did and what they improved.
It's like everything these days. It's a bit faster, it's got slightly bigger capacity, but what amazed me was when Case New Holland were on the stand on Wednesday. They explained how many hectares this can do in 24 hours spraying.
Yeah.
Have a guess.
In 24 hours. If you really go at it, 500?
892.
What?
Hectares, that's 37 hectares every single hour.
For one drone?
For one drone.
With the team just going?
Yep, all the time. And the pit stop, average time on the ground, 63 seconds between operations. Very efficient. And you know, it's the little things that make the difference. So when you've got your clips here, so you can change from your liquid tank to the granular tank in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah,
These little pivots here, very, very small change, but very important. Quieter, more stable, but also takes all of the stress off the bearings, because bearings are the key thing to keeping your motor running well.
100%. And then I also see that they now have got the batteries in the middle. Why is that?
But it'll make a big difference, because what you want to do is have your center of gravity in the middle, because when you have the batteries at the back here, these motors have to do more work.
Yeah.
So having the batteries in the middle will make life a lot easier, much less wear on the bearings, and of course less wear, less maintenance, less cost.
And am I also correct in saying, someone told me that because you get airflow through the batteries now, that it also keeps them cooler while you're flying?
I'm sure it will make some difference. I don't think it's yes, it'll make some difference, I'm sure. But we use the vapor cooler, so that's really what you need.
In terms of when you charge it?
So with this, this blows the liquid, the vapor with the fan here, blows it to the battery, and this is 15 times more efficient than cooling it with water.
Jeez, because you get, well, it's basically an aircon.
It's a simple aircon that runs all day.
We are familiar with the water coolers in South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's another thing just in terms of in the tank that they've also innovated.
It's a very small innovation, because what you have now is a baffle here to stop the movement of the chemical, which is small but helpful.
But I'm guessing that's with all the return to task in terms of the way that the drone turns and it comes in for its next pass, comes into land, all of that. It's just that 1 second here, 2 seconds here, 3 seconds there.
If you could improve your efficiency 1 or 2%, it makes a big difference, particularly if you are doing 900 hectares in a day. If you can do 1,000, well, that's great. So no, the beauty with XAG is they have a very good understanding of agriculture, and the most important thing is efficiency and making life easy for the farmer.
But because what I want to know is this drone is now 80 liters, so it's got an 80 kilogram payload capacity, which is not the biggest on the market, okay? But this is XAG's biggest drone, that they say the most efficient one. So how does this then compete with, let's say, a 100 liter drone?
To be honest, it makes almost no difference. The number one thing is I want a drone that I can lift into the trailer on my own. And with this, you can still do that.
Yeah.
If we move to 100 litres, I'm going to have to start going to the gym, and that's not going to happen. But honestly, in terms of efficiency, it makes very, very little difference. Size is not everything.
But why is that? Because, I mean, my brain just tells me that the more litres it can lift, the better.
The more litres it lifts, the less battery time you're going to get. So actually, what you want is you want your load capacity balanced with your batteries. So if you have too big a load, you will get not enough battery time. So this is a very good balance. And again, it's about number of hectares per hour. And you will see no increase with a bigger drone. You will just see more issues with logistics, because you're longer to fill it, longer to charge it. This is a very good balance. So
what you're telling me, it's all about balance at the end of the day?
Absolutely.
And what they did is they basically developed this whole thing and balanced it around it.
In agriculture, everybody wants bigger tractors, bigger harvester, bigger trailer, bigger sprayer. In drones, you can afford to be smaller, because if you want to cover more ground, great, have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And it is much better to have the drone a sensible price, but then be able to have multiple numbers of them.
And is it because the whole thing about gravity is, I mean, the bigger the tractor is, yes, gravity plays a role, but it's not that important. But when you look at these things, it's something that it's a balancing act, but gravity is not a linear equation in this sense. It's more of an exponential thing.
Yep.
The heavier you get, the more physics plays against you.
Absolutely. And to be honest, the limiting factor at the moment is battery technology. When battery technology improves, maybe they'll get bigger, but honestly, you don't want bigger, because bigger means more manpower, more lifting, and what you want is many drones out working. So numbers of small drones is much more efficient than one big drone, because I can put one in this field, one in this field, one in this field. If you've got a big one, it just has to do this field, then it goes to this field, then it goes to this. Much better to have smaller drones, more of them.
And I'm just now thinking out loudly is because when you look at the resumption, meaning when it's finished spraying and it comes back, doesn't matter what type of drone it is, if it's bigger, it is going to take longer to come and land because it needs to position itself.
Yeah.
It takes longer to lift off. It takes longer to reposition itself in the field. All of those things where small and nimble, and you get it done.
Absolutely, just like me.
Robert, thank you very much. So reguit van die Engelsman af, nee. Okay, hulle spuit actually verf met hierdie goed al vir jare, nee. Ek dink as hy kan hou met verf, en soos hy sê, dan spuit hulle sommer die paint removal op die drone, en dan spuit hulle die drone af. Ek dink hy gaan redelik hou daar by jou. Dus jy belangstel, linkie boven vir onder, kom met Nick in kontak, en hulle gaan vir jou mooi uitsorg. Dis die van Farmspace af, Agritechnica 2025, tot volgende keer. Groete.